guys how to create flowcharts, well, a flowchart for a if statement in Microsoft Word. So first you want to start Word, and I am on a MacBook, but this should be able to be done on a Windows PC as well, so no worries on that. So this is an if statement. It says if A is greater than or equal to 5, set Z or assign Z's value to be 7. Else, you're going to assign W to be 4 plus Y, as well as Z to be X plus 6. And then you end your else statement. So this is an if-else statement. So what you want to do is go to Insert, because we're going to create our start. So you're going to use an oval. So go to Insert, choose Shapes, go to Oval and Basic Shapes. Then you're going to type start inside of this. So you're going to click and drag over to create your oval. So you can make it big, you can make it small, you can make it medium size. So we're going to make it a medium size oval. And you can change the color if you would like. But for this, I'm just going to keep it blue, so whatever it was by default. So if you click inside of it, or right click and go to add text, you can type the word start. And if it kind of cuts off the word, you can just resize. So now we're going to use an arrow, so let's go to Insert, go to Shapes, choose an arrow, and click off of your shape first. Now go to Insert, go to Shapes, choose an arrow, and you're going to click where your oval is and just draw it down. You can change the weight of it, so the size, how thick it is, by going to Shape Outline or Picture Border or Shape Border. This is Shape Outline. Click the drop down. You're going to go to Weight, choose 3, and now it is now a little bit thicker than it was at first, and you can change the color to black and readjust your weight. So now we're going to add our comparison. So the comparison flowchart symbol is a diamond. So you're going to go back to Shapes. So Insert, go to Shapes, choose the diamond, and draw the diamond underneath the arrow. You can move it over. Right click on it, go to add text, and you're going to type A is greater than, so that's lowercase a, greater than or equal to 5. Resize it so that it can be on one line by using your sizing handles. So now we're going to start doing our arrows. So if this if statement or this condition is true, we're going to set Z to equal to 7. So we have to use an elbow arrow. So let's go to Insert, choose Shape. This is your elbow arrow. So you want to connect it if it's true. Click it here and drag over. So we connected the arrow to the comparison shape. So you can just click and drag it over so that it can look like this first, and then we're going to just play with it to the point where it can actually just point downward. So we want it to go over and downward. So you can release here, use this square here to move it over and downward. And then now you can drag it down to make it a little bit longer. So now the statement says Z equals 7. So to do that, we're going to do a computation flowchart symbol. So that will be a rectangle. So let's go back to Insert, Shapes, and you want to choose a rectangle. And you want to draw it underneath this arrow. Right click on it and go to add text, and you're going to type lowercase z, and that equals to 7. So you can adjust your weight and color of your arrows, just like we did in the first step. So now this is more than likely just going to be a copy and paste. So now we're on our else statement, and then we have to add our true or false words or labels to each arrow. So let's insert a text box. So if you go to insert, you'll either see text box here and draw a text box, or you can see it in shapes. It's here. It says text box here as well. So let's go to text box, draw a text box, and then you're going to draw a text box here. And inside of your text box, you're going to write, or type the word true. So if this statement is true, set Z to be 7. And you can center the text in there as well. So now if it's false, so else is our false statement. So if it's false, let's just we'll just draw another elbow arrow. So here, connect it to the diamond, draw it downward, use the square to reposition it, adjust the color and the weight, and then you can drag it down so that it can be even with the one on the right hand side. So if this is false, so let's copy and paste our text box, our true text box, and just edit the text and make this false. So if this is false, you're going to just copy and paste this twice because we have two statements in that else statement. So you can right click on it, copy. You can just right click and paste twice and just drag them down accordingly. Drag them down. We need a little space between them because we're going to put a single arrow in there. So let's go insert our arrow, or you can click it from here. So let's go to insert, shapes, choose your arrow, and you want to just drag it from this square to here. I'm going to do that again because it looked a little weird. So insert, shapes, click this arrow, drag it from this rectangle. Not rectangle. Yeah, it's a rectangle. From this rectangle to the bottom rectangle. Then you're going to change the color and the weight as well, which is what we've been doing throughout the entire tutorial, which is fine. So now so far, so good. We have our comparison, we have our computation, but now we have to change it from Z equals 7. So we have to edit this text from Z equals 7 to W equals 4 plus Y. And our second one is going to be Z equal X plus 6. It looks like we have two semicolons up there. Let's get rid of one of them. And that's our if-else statement. So now we just have to end our program. So let's create our end of algorithm symbol. So that is going to be another oval. So we can just copy and paste the start one and put it underneath here. So in the center. Change the text to be end. And then now we're going to use a elbow, maybe two elbow arrows. So let's go to insert, symbols, use your elbow arrow, click and drag down. So it should be here. can use this square to resize. We'll reposition. Click the black outline color. Change the weight to 3. And then we can probably copy and paste this one. And just use the square to change its direction. We'll use this green one first to change its direction. We really don't need the square for this one. And then we can just move it over here. And then just move the bottom of the arrow over to the left. So now we have our flowchart for this if statement here. So we have a start program, start our algorithm. If A is greater than or equal to 5, if this is true, if this condition is true, set Z to be 7. If it's false, we're going to set or assign W, the variable W, to equal to 4 plus Y, as well as assign the value of Z to be X plus 6, and then we end our program. That's it.